Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Brittany. I'm a Houston fine artist that specializes in celestial eco-friendly artworks and products. Tonight, we're going to be going over how to write an artist statement. If you have any difficulties while writing, don't know the proper questions to ask, don't worry, I'm going to go ahead and help you through that. So grab whatever beverage you prefer, mine's coffee, and we're going to learn how to write our artist statement together. So buckle up.
Okay, so let's start on writing our artist statement. When I began to embark on my professional career, I was where you were. I was trying to navigate through millions of questions with vague answers to my questions. Questions such as, how many paintings should a collection have? How do I become affiliated with an art gallery? What is an artist statement and do I even need it? But the short answer is yes. Yes, you need an artist statement if you plan on being a fine artist or even a commercial artist. Why? Because your artist statement will aid in connecting you with your audience and affiliated organizations. Connecting with your targeted audience who possess an interest in your artworks will increase your sales and even build on your clientele list. For example, you might be a planetary painter, which is evident when people see your paintings. However, your audience might not be aware that you use recycled materials when you create those paintings because they don't know what you're using when you make it. Providing this information in your artist statement or verbally through interactions during a show will interest people who are environmentalists. This knowledge alone would intrigue a larger pool of people who will begin to trust in not only you, but the product that you're selling. Buyer psychology suggests that consumers are more likely to purchase from you when they trust you. A person that capitalizes on this principle is Cardi B. Think about it. She's not the best rapper. However, because people are intrigued by her personality, they're more likely to support her music and her career because they like how she is and who she is. Your artist statement can work the same for you as it does for Cardi B by connecting you to your consumer, whether in written form or verbal form, because it will connect you to your appropriate artists and organizations through you explaining your body of work. Now that we have that out of the way, you might be asking, okay, how do we get started on this artist statement, Britt? Well, let's go over that. We're starting right now. The best advice I could ever give when it comes to writing anything in life is to ask yourself certain questions. We're here to talk about our artwork, not ramble, just talk about the artwork, which is essential to the collectors and the galleries. When writing your artist statement, consider introducing your collection, its intent, the materials you use, the body of work benefit to the consumer, why you choose the approach that you did choose for your artwork, and your hope for the collection or its intent for its viewers. Remember to be precise with what you are trying to explain to the reader. The best rule of thumb is to ask yourself, what would you prefer to read from reflecting on someone else's work? Everything doesn't need to be included in your artist statement, mainly the essentials to get your point across. Ideally, an artist statement should be no more than 1.5 paragraphs. Now, get your pen and paper, and we're going to begin on jotting down a few ideas to get your imagination started for your artist statement. Some artists strive to introduce an emotion when it comes to their artist statement to connect to the viewer. Others tell a story, and then some bring awareness to an issue which connects the consumer to their artwork. These are only a few ideas, but these are some of the ideas that you can use as an example when it comes to coming up with your ideas. Okay, so get your pen and paper, and I'm going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to jot down the answers to those questions. What are you trying to say with your artwork? What materials do you use that connect to your artwork's message? Also, why are these materials important to your message? Who is the audience that your artwork is for? When and where were you inspired to make this body of work? Was there a moment in time that sparked your inspiration? Jot down all of the answers to these questions, because these are the questions that we're going to set aside for now and use when it comes to writing your artist statement. Now that you've answered those questions, that is going to help you essentially with your paper, I'm going to give you an outline that will help you just add in the answers to those questions to begin to build your paper. Any good paper begins with your introduction paragraph, followed by your body paragraph, and finishing with your in conclusion paragraph summary. But because this is an artist statement and not a typical regular paper, we're going to shorten everything except for the body paragraph down to one sentence. So your introduction will be something that will be attention grabbing to get your point across to the viewer very quickly. An example would be, when I was a child, I gazed upon the night sky filled with wonder about its untold stories of truth. This one sentence is going to set up the entire summary of the paper essentially. When I just described when I was a child, I gazed upon the night sky, I'm basically telling the viewer that my artwork is about celestial items perhaps, or it was inspired by the night sky. That's basically going to give us all the information that we'll need continuing on with our body. Our body paragraph will be comprised of 5 sentences. The first sentence of your body paragraph will be your topic sentence. A topic sentence is a statement sentence that explains the main idea of the point you're trying to make within your paragraph. For example, my art collection, Glimmers in Space, captures the wonders of space through its use of celestial narratives. Your next sentence will be an example sentence. Give an example that will support your topic sentence. The best example will be to add in the materials you use and how they support the message of your topic sentence. An example of an example sentence would be, acrylic glitter and holographic paper simulate the feeling of being in space, setting the tone of wonder when you see the stars as they're viewed in adolescent youth. Your third sentence will begin with "this shows." The third sentence will explain your example sentence by explaining what your materials show. An easy way to discover your answer is to begin this sentence by asking, "This shows what?" Your answer can be something as simple as how your materials attribute to the viewer through your artwork's intent. Example: simple attributes such as reflecting on the stars brings happiness, transporting the viewer to a time without the worries of the world. Your fourth sentence will also be a supportive sentence that will explain the "this shows" sentence. In other words, this sentence is asking, why is your previous statement valid? Begin by writing, "This is because." To clear up any confusion, I'm going to give the example of the "this shows" sentence and combine it with the "this is because" sentence so you can understand a little bit better. This shows simple attributes such as reflecting on the stars brings happiness, transporting the viewer to a time without the worries of the world. This is because, as a child, the worries of the world are obscured under the safety of their parents. Okay, you guys, we are down to the last and final sentence of your paragraph. Your last sentence will be your "as a result" sentence. In other words, known as your conclusion. Your conclusion sentence will begin with "as a result," followed by a summarized epiphany of the paragraph. For instance, all of my structured sentences were about space. However, each sentence revolved around one thing: grasping the magic of wonder. Example: wonder is an emotion to be valued most of all because the feeling of wonder fills your heart with so much joy that we begin to appreciate life for what it is. That feeling is the feeling that Glimmers in Space captures, bringing a glimmer of hope through the chaos of the world. Now that you have your rough draft for your artist statement, be sure to edit the paper, review anything that needs to be reviewed, but also we're going to go back and remove "this shows," "this is because," and "as a result" from those 3 sentences that were closer to the end of the paper. To get the idea of what your artist statement should sound like, I'm going to read all of the examples I had putting together my entire example paper for you. My art collection, Glimmers in Space, captures the wonder of space through its use of celestial narratives. Acrylic, glitter, and holographic paper simulate the feeling of being in space, setting the tone of wonder when stars are viewed in adolescent youth. Simple attributes such as reflecting on the stars brings happiness, transporting the viewer to a time without the worries of the world. As a child, the worries of the world are obscured under the safety of their parents. Wonder is an emotion to be valued most of all because the feeling of wonder fills your heart with so much joy that we begin to appreciate life for what it is. That feeling is the feeling Glimmer in Space captures, bringing a glimmer of hope through the chaos of the world. Okay, you guys, we did it! Thank you for taking the time to visit my YouTube channel. What would you like to learn from me next? Comment your thoughts below and be sure to share your favorite tips on how to write your artist statement. Thank you again and see you next time.